Hello, Internet. I hope everybody's having a fantastic hump day. Happy Wednesday. You made it. And she wants to say hi already. All right. I guess she was waiting for you guys today. Hello. Are you extra needy today? Hi. Everyone say hi to Scarlett. She wants to say hi to you. She's extra needy. But I need you to just calm down and relax. Okay? Can you do that for me? Can you lay down? Can you lay down, please? Lay down, Scarlett. All right. I like that she knows it won't. She listens for a second. I like that she knows the routine though. She knows when the show starts. She knows the time. She starts getting excited, I swear. How is everyone this evening? I hope everyone's having a fantastic hump day, Wednesday evening. We got a ton going on. Apparently, I haven't said it out loud, but I'm going to say it. We're being invaded. You have to. You have to say by now that we're being invaded. It's especially with all the different parts throughout the world that the exact same thing's happening to. With what's going on with that island over off Italy right now. Let's see. Let me make sure I'm live here. Yeah, just lots of people are flooding into Western cities and countries that aren't from there. And these countries seem to just be letting them in and giving them financial support, room, board, food vouchers, phone, all that kind of crap. And you have to ask if it's by design. At what point? Because it's the same thing happening in Italy, in England, in France, in Ireland, in the US. And people in the US can really tell that this is different from all other times because we have people from all over the world coming now through the Mexican border. This isn't people from Mexico coming over. I mean, yeah, there's some, but it's a free-for-all. It's insane. We'll get into it. We will get into it. Wally World, how we doing? Hope everybody's having a good evening. Anybody over there on Rumble? Let's see. Nope, nobody. All right, that's good. Let's see. Let me check if I'm streaming over on X. I've been having trouble over there. So let's see really quick here. Just want to make sure that I am actually live. I did a whole stream once without ever going live, and it was the most frustrating thing that's ever happened to me. Yeah, it was extremely frustrating. All right, well, looks like we are live over on the Twitterverse. I'm just going to start calling it Twitter again. I can't do it with the whole X stuff. But let's get into it. Let's go hop over to Texas and see what's going on at the border right now, because it is it's not looking good out there, folks. And the implications of this are, I think something's going on, but I don't want to say what I think's going on out loud because it sounds crazy. It sounds absolutely crazy, but it's what I think's happening. So Elon Musk retweeted Bill Mulligan. I believe this guy works for Fox. And, well, Elon says it's strange. There's almost no media coverage on this. About 2 million people from every country on Earth are entering through the U.S. southern border every year. The number is rising rapidly, yet no preventative action is taken by the current administration. Billy Krasenstein tried to respond to this, saying that, like, Biden's not doing anything different than Trump. You ask people why they're coming here and like what made them come here, and they're like, because Biden basically said the border's open. Like, everybody's saying the same thing. It's Trump was very clear that he was hard on illegal immigration. He was just clear on that. That was his policy, and everybody knew it. Just knowing that, just that information circulating throughout the world, less people came here. If Biden went and did a press conference and said, yeah, we're closing the border, do not come here again, we will send you back, things would start to change. Anyway, we'll get into it. Let's go over to Bill Mulligan in here and look at some of these videos, because this is insane. This is coming out of Eagle Pass. Yeah, pretty nuts. Let's see. I'll go full screen on some of these videos, but they're nutty. Like, just the sheer numbers are insane, because you're only seeing like one shot in time. This is 24/7. This is happening. It's bananas. Absolutely bananas. And a lot of people from Haiti coming over, a lot of people from all over the place. So this is just under that same overpass, that infamous overpass. Let's look at this video. Freaking nuts.
Hola, ¿de dónde son?
Venezuela. Culpa de una dictadura.
You guys notice anything about this group of people? Not a single woman, not a single elderly man or woman, not a single child. Why is it only men? Only men.
Hola, ¿de dónde son?
Like, this is the oldest looking guy right there. What, in his 50s?
Culpa de una dictadura.
Maybe because it's an arduous trek, and if you're old, you can't do it. But where's all the women? Where's all the children? Why is it only men? Oh. Just letting them in? Just freaking nuts. This is a screenshot. Oh, okay. This is drone footage. Look at this. Absolutely insane. More footage for that under that overpass. So the problem is we've already let so many people into this country that legitimately shouldn't be here. Like, if you don't know anything about American culture, you don't know people here, you're just going to be a drain on the system. You can't add any value. You don't speak the language. You can't contribute to the economy. I don't know, man. This is insane. And we have an immigration process, and just throwing that immigration process out the window. First of all, it's a major slap into the face to all the people that have been going through the legal, legitimate immigration process for years, because that's a long, difficult process from my understanding. But just throwing that out the window, it takes away any sort of filter system for taking away the ability for people to come here that only want to come here to leech off the system, essentially, and don't have any good intentions, don't want to come here to start a better life. Like, tons of these people are not, and we're just releasing them into society, and they are technically illegal immigrants here in our country. And the only way to get them out of the country would be to have this mass authoritarian, like, door knocking, show us your papers type thing. And it's not a good situation any way you look at it. I don't know what the fix is. I mean, I know we got to stop the bleeding. You got to shut the. You can't start fixing the problem until you stop the bleeding, and this is bonkers. It's freaking bonkers. And I'm showing this first because we're going to talk about Italy after this, that little island. So this should make everybody very mad. Let's just say that 7 million illegals have poured across our border since Biden regime opened it wide. Each one is getting paid $2,200 a month. What? Plus free education and health care. $2,200 a month? I'm sorry, what? Taxpayers are funding an additional $16.8 billion. Is that legit that they're getting $2,200 a month? Like, that's insane. That's way more than unemployment pays, just so you guys know. So unemployed Americans, they get $1,800 a month is what that ends up being. So that's substantially more. Why? This is insane. back up here. Okay, so she supplied her source. Let's look at this really quick. I don't know if you guys will be able to see this part. Yeah, I don't think you'd see this, but okay, I'm on the borders and land borders and encounters. Okay, no, I'm not going to get all into the weeds on this, but are they really getting $2,200 a month? Like, if the government is giving them $2,200 a month and it's going to something like a card, you have a way to track every single one of them, right? Cards have RFID chips in them, and you what are we doing? $2,200 a month? Like, seriously, is that for real? That genuinely angers me. Okay, well, let's continue. Okay, sorry. I was wondering why weird things were popping up on my screen. Okay, and the Daily Wire is reporting this. So this is from Chris Collins. A real estate developer has created a third world city right here in Texas for thousands of illegal immigrants, or for thousands of illegal aliens. The real Daily Wire, Spencer Lundquist, flew a helicopter over Colony Ridge, Texas, which is 40 miles north of Houston, nearly the size of Washington, D.C., and home to 75,000 people. The developer, Trey Harris, gives illegals direct home loans so they don't need social security numbers. It is also full of gang activity and has become a strategic hub for the Gulf of Sinaloa cartels. The report also says its population could soon reach 200,000. Texas Republicans must shut down immediately. A neighborhood, essentially, and it looks like they just turned it into a migrant camp, but the houses are all like halfway built, not hooked up to plumbing and not hooked up to water and crap. This is a nightmare situation. They're creating ghettos. They're creating barrios. This is insane. Everything we're doing is insane. Like, it's so insane you have to ask if it's by design, if this is meant to intentionally collapse the West. World heading down to the border to collect your 2,200. Then I would be too. I know. I'm about to go to Mexico, come back over the border, pretend I'm not from here, so I can get 2,200 a month. They don't need a social security number, right? This is just freaking bananas. Okay, let's continue. Greg Abbott came out and he is going pretty hard on the border, but it's, Texas isn't the only border state. So that's the California one. Let's go back up to the top here. I had something from Greg Abbott. It's the same thing that's happening in almost every Western country. I haven't seen this happening in Canada and Australia yet, or New Zealand. It'll be interesting to see if they start flooding them with, I don't know, people from whatever country they decide. So Greg Abbott says, I officially declared an invasion at the border because of Biden's policies. We deployed the Texas National Guard, DPS, and local law enforcement. We are building a border wall, razor wire, and marine barriers. We're also repelling migrants. Okay. So he's going ham on it. Okay, yeah, let's go to this quick video from Fox News, because this is shocking. Shocking, I tell you. Nothing shocks me anymore. It's just, I should actually say I'm always shocked. Nothing shocks me. I'm always shocked. All right, let's go to this quick video if my interwebs hurries up here. Super slow tonight.
More migrants heading our way. This is a mass of Haitians yesterday that were pushing through and essentially forming a stampede at a refugee center. They want expedited humanitarian visas to travel north to the U.S.-Mexico border so they could get here into the United States. And they started trampling migrants. They started trampling officials. 2 people.
So I'll say right now, I'm born and raised Californian from the Bay Area. Scarlett, stop it. Go lay down. And I grew up around people from Mexico, like people that came here from Mexico. Some of my closest friends growing up were straight from Mexico, and they're our neighbors. The Bay Area, like Latino culture is like sort of become entwined in the Bay Area. It's especially if you're like from San Jose, like I am. And we are very familiar with Mexicans. Like they have become part of California culture. There's a lot of Mexican culture that Americans have adopted here in California. I love the Mexican people. I genuinely do. They're some of like the best, most hardworking people I know are from Mexico, and they have they have such a strong family unit, something that we have been lacking here in the U.S. They have a very strong family unit. That's something that's not lacking in Mexico. We could use that, but these aren't. So my point is, Mexicans are our neighbors. Haitians are not. People from Haiti, like, if they're going to immigrate the right way, if they're going to do it legally, and you got to pass a test. You got to learn about American history. You got to learn all sorts of stuff. Them going through Mexico isn't going to go over well. Like they're already pushing through these barriers. This isn't opening the border to our neighbors in Mexico. This is opening the border to anyone in the world unchecked. Remember when we used to be concerned about terrorists? Like we used to actually be concerned about that. But now the media has convinced you that the only terrorists that exist are people that look like me and go to church. Like there's still bad people that want to harm America. And what up, First Shot? How you doing? We could double the 2,200 if we stop sending money to Ukraine. Yeah, we should. That's fair. Should give the illegal immigrants the Ukrainian money. That's where it should go. All right, let's finish this Fox News video.
Were hospitalized as a result of, again, that largely Haitian group trying to push into the refugee center. And back out here live, as you look at these migrants being processed, that illegal crossing we were showing you, that went on for 2 hours straight. Border Patrol has been bringing buses in for the last 2 hours, trying to get them out and process them as fast as they can. You might be able to hear that heavy machinery behind me. Border Patrol is bringing in all sorts of tractors. They're digging up dirt. They're putting poles up. They're essentially building a processing facility right here because the sheer amount of people that have come through. And one more thing to point out, all of this is happening underneath the port of entry. The bridge, that shade that's being caused, the bridge above them, that is the legal way to come into the United States. That is the way the Biden administration has told migrants to come into the United States, the lawful way. Well, thousands of these people said, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to cross illegally. We're going to walk across the river. Now they're being processed, and they're going to be expected to be released into the United States. I'll send it back to you, and I apologize. I'm having some earpiece issues, guys.
So the word has gotten out that if you come to the United States through the southern border and you get here, all you have to do is get here, and you don't have to escape the Border Patrol agents anymore. You don't have to run from anybody. They're going to process you, they're going to release you, and they're actually going to give you stuff. So people used to come to America and they would avoid the Border Patrol. They wouldn't want to get caught. They would sneak in. They don't do that now because it's open season. So when guys like freaking Brian Krasenstein try to say that nothing's different from when Trump was in office, Trump literally campaigned on build the wall, shut down the border. How are you going to say that nothing's different? Biden completely stopped We had all the materials ready to go to finish the border wall. I believe the rest of it in Texas. Like all the materials are still sitting there. That's what is infuriating too. We already bought all the materials. The work crews were already working. Everybody's already set up. Biden put the kibosh on that. That killed jobs too. And all these materials the taxpayers already paid for are just sitting there, rotting away. It's infuriating just to make some point, just to shut down Trump's border wall. So not only we waste all that money and we're letting all the materials go to waste and we killed jobs, which we just announced it's open season and anyone in the world can come here as long as you come in illegally through that border. It's insane. It's absolute freaking madness. I don't know how to emphasize it anymore. It's freaking madness. And Chuck Castillo said earlier that they're planning on, California's trying to make it so they can vote again, which I think I saw something from KTLA. KTLA was talking about that, and they'll probably try to do that, but it's so unconstitutional that I don't see how that could possibly happen. I do see them trying to keep Trump off the ballot in California, but anyway, yeah, same old stuff. So all these videos already played for you guys. Yeah, I think that's it on the border, on our border at least, that I got right now. Oh, let's play this video of AOC because they're sending them all to New York, right? See, a bunch of you guys probably saw this video. So they sent a bunch of migrants to New York and they're putting them up in these hotels and they're sending all the kids to schools and they're not making them get the regular vaccines that all the other kids have to get. And any of you guys in California, or I'm sure New York is the exact same way, they are insane about their vaccines for the kids. Like the vaccine schedule, they're insane about it. And then all of a sudden just, oh, nope, you came here illegally? No, that doesn't apply to you. So parents are naturally pissed about that. They're getting handed resources. Something like, I think I want to say it was like 12,000 new kids were introduced to New York school systems that they don't speak English. So like this has just created a whole new problem and it's absolute chaos and people are pissed. And here's AOC talking about it. It's hilarious. It's just the reaction she gets and she just doesn't care. She's like, nope, we're just going to give them more of your money.
You're selling out the U.S. Send them back. 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 You're selling out the U.S.
I think they want to send them back. See, that's the thing though, too, is I don't like the idea of the government going door to door and asking people to prove that they're United States citizens. So I see the authoritarianism going in the exact opposite direction because of what Democrats have set up. Right-wingers can be authoritarian and it won't be pretty. It will not be pretty. You don't want to see jackboot thugs going door to door in neighborhoods because they have a heavy Mexican population trying to and demanding that they prove that they're United States citizens. It's going to get ugly. There's no good outcome from this. There's no good outcome. I don't see the solution. The first thing is shutting down the border. Shutting it down, closing it, stopping the bleeding. That's the first thing. Here's this video that I was talking about of all these school kids that are lined up, ready to go to school, just going around the corner. It's insane. All right, enough of the border. We're not going to talk about that anymore. I'm not going to talk about our border anymore. We're going to go talk about some other borders because this crap. No, I'm not even going to say that. Actually, let me go check over on Rumble. See how we're doing over there. First shot. Hello, Terry Wallace. How's it going? First shot. What are you doing over there? Sorry, first. I'm reading all of your chats right here. I can't read like half the stuff you write. You guys are awful. guys are freaking awful. All right. Well, I hope everybody's having a wonderful evening. Let's talk about Italy really quick. What's this island called over off of Italy that we need to talk about here? Lampedusa. Is that it? Lampedusa? Yeah, it's insane what is going on over there. So Lampedusa has a population of like 6,000 people, and they've been sending boats over, I think from Tunisia, and they've sent over 18,000 people from Tunisia. The population was 6,000 on this island. They are now outnumbered 3-1 on this island. And this is like a paradise type island. It's a vacation destination. It's absolutely gorgeous, like beautiful blue water. It's an amazing island. And yeah, the people that live there are now outnumbered 3-1. And I would imagine this is a pretty well-to-do area. And okay, Lampedusa is a tiny island. Yeah, I have no idea. I've never been there, but maybe I'll pull it up on a map. But let's go check out some of the footage that's coming out of there, because this is bonkers, man. It's just as bonkers as the footage coming out of the southern border. And this isn't the only place that is happening. It's the only place I have time to talk about tonight. Unreal. All right, so I'm going to scroll down here a little bit. Okay, so that's not Lampedusa. They put a community note. Okay, so this is from End Wokeness. 10,000. Oh, and they're all men. That's the thing. They're all military age men. Again, if you're going to stage all military age men, if you want to actually take over a region, like occupy it and literally take over a region, this would be a good way to do it. You give these men weapons, they are now an army. This is insane what they have done, and they're just not turning them back. It's okay. So 10,000 military age men stormed the Italian island in the span of 3 days, outnumbering the 6,000 who lived there. This is what's happening all across the West, but on a more subtle scale. Western civilization, as we know it, will be gone within a generation. Okay. Yeah, okay. I'm clearly not the only one. This is freaking insane what's happening. This isn't about protecting skin color. This is about protecting the Western idea of liberty. Liberty. Individualism, the state not deciding for you, free markets, all that stuff. Freaking right to bear arms, freedom of speech, all that good stuff. That's what this attack is upon. Let's go over to Wall Street Silver. Check out what he has to say. So Wall Street Silver says, in the past 24 hours, 20 more boats have arrived, a total of 18,000. More boats are underway towards Lampedusa, Italy. The local population of the island is 6,000, is now outnumbered 3-1. Areas of the island are now blocked off and controlled by various ethnic groups. The United Nations and European Union want to resettle them on the mainland. Why not send them back to their home countries? Yeah, they want to bring them to Italy. That's the plan, I guess. So just look at the sheer numbers of this. It's freaking insane. And they're all men from like 18 to 40, These are like military age men. This is just bonkers. Like, look at these dudes. This is just wandering around. This is that island now. So I got to ask, these men outnumber the locals 3-1. They clearly outnumber the police. What happens when they don't get what they want? What happens when they start using force to get what they want? What happens when they start taking things from the locals?
Das könnte man natürlich machen, ne? Also müssen wir mal sehen.
All right. That's happening. So I guess their plan is to resettle all of them to the main island, or to the mainland in Italy. I don't know. I can't even wrap my brain around this crap. It's by design. It has to be. I got some more on this. Just had to hit refresh. Okay, yeah. They're blocking off. They're blocking off roads. Here's some footage. Migrants in Italy have escaped from holding their shelter and are now. Migrants in Italy have escaped from the holding shelter and are now blocking roads. This is the future we want for Ireland. Okay, this is the guy from Ireland, but yeah, they're like blocking off roads now. So. Okay, that guy has a club. This doesn't seem like a great situation, guys. I don't know how we entered a time period when you see boats full of young fighting age men approaching your land and you don't perceive it as a threat. I don't understand how we got here. Hey, what up, Point Fire? Ape, what's up, man? I haven't seen you in forever. Hope you're doing good. Wait, did they kick you off of YouTube? I'm glad they didn't kick you off of YouTube. They must have just kicked you off of Twitter. Why push to get citizens vaccinated, yet illegals are exempt? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, because they don't really care about people getting vaccinated. They don't. They want you to get vaccinated. They don't care about illegal immigrants getting vaccinated because they're not actually worried about COVID. That's not it. They didn't want you to get vaccinated to protect you from COVID. That's not why they wanted us to all get vaccinated. So then you have to ask, why did they want us all to get vaccinated? I wonder. All right, I think that's all I got to talk about Italy, because I do want to talk about California a little bit tonight, because that's what this show is supposed to be about. So I will stop sharing with the Italy stuff. And, oh, no, you know what? We got to talk about Russell Brand a little more, because more stuff happened. More stuff happened with Mr. Brand. Yeah. So before we even get to the Brand stuff, I'll just start off by saying, like, even if the allegations are true, and I'm not saying that the allegations are not true, like, but there should be a due process type thing. And the way these allegations are being presented are not, it's not organic at all. But even if the allegations are true, a coordinated attack against Russell Brand could also be true at the same time. Both things could be true. So we'll see. We'll get into it a little bit, but want to listen to Glenn Greenwald talk about it a little bit. But first, I want to talk about how Rumble responded, because so YouTube demonetized him. Most of you guys already know that, but I haven't really talked about it. So yeah, I should say YouTube demonetized him, even though he didn't break any of their sorry, I got distracted. He didn't break any of their content policy rules, nothing. He didn't break any of their rules. They just deplatformed him. YouTube did. So today, let me share my screen. Sorry. Today, it turns out this is absolutely coordinated because of all the corporate press, news stations, newspapers, all of them. They were just lockstep with one another with what they're saying about it. And then the UK government. So this is rich. So yeah, let's just share this really quick. All right. So we'll go to Simon Atiba. And this is from Simon Atiba. And he's sharing Rumble's response to the UK government. So this is Rumble. Today we received an extremely disturbing letter from the committee chair in the UK Parliament. While Rumble obviously deplores sexual assault, rape, and serious crimes, and believes that both alleged victims and accused are entitled to a full and serious investigation, it is vital to note that recent allegations against Russell Brand have nothing to do with the content on Rumble's platform. Yet yesterday, YouTube announced that based solely on the media accusations, it was barring Mr. Brand from monetizing his video content. Rumble stands by very different values. We have devoted ourselves to the vital cause of defending a free internet, meaning an internet where no one arbitrarily dictates which ideas can or cannot be heard, or which citizens may or may not be entitled to a platform. We regard it as deeply inappropriate and dangerous that the UK Parliament would attempt to control who is allowed to speak on our platform or to earn a living from doing so. Singling out an individual and demanding his ban is even more disturbing, given the absence of any connection between the allegations and his content on Rumble. We don't agree with the behavior of many Rumble creators, but we refuse to penalize them for actions that have nothing to do with our platform. Although it may be politically and socially easier for Rumble to join a cancel culture mob, doing so would be a violation of our company's values and mission. We empathically reject the UK Parliament's demands. Freaking right on, Rumble. That is just, man, that is solid. That is a solid ass response. Okay, that's all I got on that. Yeah, that is freaking awesome. So right on, Rumble. YouTube, you guys are awful. Raja Mahan over there, you are a douchebag. And I am streaming on YouTube right now. I don't think I've spread any sort of misinformation on this show, at least. So I will just say that Raja Mahan, you're a douchebag for demonetizing Russell Brand when he hasn't done anything to break your rules. And it's very clear that you guys will just try to ruin anyone at the drop of a hat, or when you're told to do so by your corporate overlords. So, okay, so YouTube, and then, and then Viva Fry shares this. So, am I streaming? Okay. The British government is now asking TikTok. Sorry. I lost it for a second. The British government is now asking TikTok if Russell Brand is able to monetize his content on that platform. This was never about Russell Brand. This was a political pretext so the government across the world can coordinate the social media companies to acquire total control over dissenting voices on the internet. So that's the thing too, is who is Russell Brand talking out against the most? The corporate press, the mainstream media. That's who Russell Brand was coming at the most. Who's trying to destroy Russell Brand right now? The corporate press, the mainstream media that get their talking points from the CIA, because Obama made that okay again. All right. So this is Dear Theo Betram, Director of the Government Relationships in Europe, to TikTok. Dear Theo, I am writing concerning the serious allegations regarding Russell Brand and in the context as a user of TikTok with more than 2.2 million followers on the platform. The culture, media, and sports is raising questions with the broadcasters who previously employed Mr. Brand or production companies who have employed him to examine both the culture and the industry in the past and whether that culture still prevails today. Although Mr. Brand no longer appears on television, he now has a follower base on social media, including TikTok, where this weekend he republished a preemptive response to the accusations made against him by the Sunday Times and Channel 4's dispatches. While we recognize that TikTok is not the creator of the content published by Mr. Brand, and his content may be within the community guidelines set out by the platform, we are concerned that he may be able to profit from his content on the platform. We would be grateful if you could confirm whether Mr. Brand is able to monetize his TikTok posts, including his videos relating to serious accusations against him, and what the platform is doing to ensure that creators are not able to use the platform to undermine the welfare of victims of inappropriate and potentially illegal behavior. Sincerely yours, Dame Coraline, Dineage DBEMP, chair. Okay, so yeah, this is somebody from the UK government. That's freaking insane. They are very clearly trying to take away the man's income. Each one of these platforms is a different income base for. This isn't about Russell Brand at all in this. This is about they could do this to any creator, and this is obviously a concerted effort. The UK government has reached out to Rumble. I guarantee you they reached out to YouTube. They obviously reached out to TikTok. I guarantee you they reached out to Google. I guarantee you they reached out to X, Twitter. I guarantee you they reached out to every Facebook, Zuckerberg. I guarantee you they reached out to everybody because they want Russell Brand gone. This is obviously a coordinated effort against him. Again, I'm not saying that the allegations are false, but this is very clearly a coordinated attack against him. Make of that what you will. Alex Jones, Donald Trump, Stefan Molyneux. So many people have just been canceled, deplatformed. Look what they're doing to the Proud Boys guys. Enrique Tarrio, 22 years, wasn't even there. 22 years. Wasn't even there. Insane. All right, so there's that. So the UK government is trying to get Russell Brand canceled. So are all the media outlets. All right, let's listen to I won't play this full 10-minute clip, but I want to play like the first 2 minutes of it because Glenn Greenwald does a really good job here. Let's watch this one. Sorry, folks. You guys don't have any volume on that? Oh, that's not good. Really? Oh, geez. Am I not even sharing? I'm sorry. Have I just been doing... All right. I guess I'm going to start this whole thing over. Jeez, was I not even sharing my screen? My apologies. All right. Let me start this whole thing over because I'm a big jerk. Okay. I'm starting with the Russell Brand allegations now. We're just going to go through them a little bit. Damn it. All right. I'm a big idiot. I'm sorry. Let's go over to Glenn Greenwald. Let's see. Probably wasn't sharing that screen the whole time. Sorry, guys. I know I'm an idiot. Thank you, Armed Ape. You're the best. Okay. Let's actually start this over. So we're just going to, I just want to review the Russell Brand allegations, what they actually are really quick. And again, I'm not saying they're not true, but the allegations could be true. And this could be a coordinated attack at the same time. I'm saying it is. I'm straight up saying it is because all these women were sought out. Like they were looking for this. It's okay. Let's listen to Glenn Greenwald.
Let me just make clear what these accusations are. There are 4 women. All of them acknowledge that they had consensual sex with Russell Brand. There's no allegation that he just out of nowhere, without knowing who they were, attacked them one night or abducted them or jumped them in an alley. Those are not the nature of the allegations. All 4 of these women consensually dated Russell Brand, but allege that at some point in the course of that consensual relationship, he engaged in behavior that they had indicated they didn't want him to engage in. One of the cases involves classic rape allegations where one of the women claims that she had had sex with him consensually several times. One night she said, I don't want to do this. I don't want you to do this. And he did it anyway. There's another woman who says she was 16 at the time that she dated Russell Brand for 3 months. It was in the UK where the age of consent is 16. So there's no suggestion that an adult male having sex with a 16-year-old girl is illegal under British law. But she now says she retrospectively realizes that this was a form of grooming. She didn't realize it at the time. She says, though, he was emotionally manipulative. And then the other 2 cases are essentially ones of just being controlling, being emotionally and sexually aggressive.
And, none of these are good things. Like, these aren't, this isn't something I'm sure that he is proud of. He was 31, apparently. Megyn Kelly went off on this, but he was 31, apparently, when he was dating this 16-year-old, which that is, I mean, sorry, that's just, she's way too young, dude. Obviously, here in the United States, age of consent is 18, so that wouldn't be legal here anyway. But even if it was an 18-year-old and you're 31, still way too young, man. I have a cutoff age for chicks that I would date, and I have a cutoff age for chicks that okay, I'll leave that there. Point is, that is way younger than my cutoff age. So at the same time, he talks about how he was a literal sex addict and, he led a pretty degenerate lifestyle. And he's very open about that. I'm not justifying any of these things that he's done, or allegedly done, but he emphatically denies any sort of allegations. But the 16-year-old girl thing, that just yikes, dude. Like, not great. But again, like, that's legal in the UK. It's sleazy, yeah. Legal, pure so grooming, yeah, we don't like that either. It's not a good thing. Would people be willing to what do they call it? What's the path to redemption? Would people be able to forgive him? Like, I don't know, folks. But again, I'm not saying the allegations are false. I'm not downplaying the allegations in any way. But this is a coordinated attack against Russell Brand. Absolutely, by the corporate press, the number one people that he attacks all the time.
But the one case of rape in the sense that the woman said, I don't want to do this after having consensually had sex with him, is where this rape is coming from. And as usual, what ends up happening is these things end up getting conflated on purpose. Remember, the rape charges against Julian Assange were actually brought by two women who he was dating simultaneously, unbeknownst to the other. He was dating each. And they were engaged in a consensual sexual relationship with him. And their allegation, which emerged after the 2010 publication of the Iraq and Afghanistan war logs, was that they had requested that Julian Assange always use a condom when having sex with them, but that on at least a couple of occasions, he had sex with them without using a condom, something they realized afterwards. And once they ended up speaking to one another and realized that he was cheating on each of them with the other, they both went to the police department to file a complaint. And under Swedish law, it is considered rape to have sex with somebody and not use a condom. And that's where this idea that Julian Assange is a rapist came from. So that's the basic breakdown. Here's the sort of thing that Channel 4 did. They actually, at least in one of the cases, had an actor portraying the victim in order to protect her identity.
I phoned and...
So again, this is an actor portraying the victim to protect the victim's identity. And just look at the whole way this is set up. So remember, this is an actor. So just notice the lighting, the tone that the woman is using, the tone that the actor is using, and then the music that tells you how you're supposed to feel.
Somebody asked what it was regarding, and I said, that's regarding Russell Brand being a sex offender.
Let me just stop that right there. Look at what's on that screen here. The allegations include rape, sexual assault, and controlling and emotionally abusive behavior. If the allegation is that Russell Brand raped a woman and sexually assaulted a woman, why add on to that this much more ambiguous phrase, emotionally controlling behavior?
I've never dated a woman that didn't demonstrate emotionally controlling behavior. Ever. So to his point, why is that thrown in there with rape and sexual assault allegations? He demonstrated emotionally controlling behavior.
That's the kind of accusation that ended up at the immediate height of Me Too, destroying a lot of people's reputations and careers. It was always very vague. It didn't really involve allegations beyond things like the person was possessive or manipulative, something that happens in many relationships. It just seems very odd to have these incredibly grave crimes like rape and then just tacked onto that the category of controlling and emotionally abusive behavior. And I think one of the reasons for that is because the idea of how this got conflated is by saying, oh, we have 4 women who are accusers, make it seem like all 4 of them accused him of rape, when that's not the case. I believe 2 of them in particular, their allegations are that he was controlling and engaged in emotionally abusive behavior, which is universes away from rape. And yet you want to kind of call this reckless, this sort of conflation, but I think it's quite deliberate.
I'll play just a little bit more of this because I just want you to just remember the lighting, her tone of voice, the music that tells you how you're supposed to feel.
He's grabbing at my underwear, pulling it to the side. I'm telling him to get off me, and he won't get off. Like holding me up against the wall, pushing himself in me.
Remember, this is an actress.
He grabbed me and got me on the bed. I was fully clothed and he was naked at this point, and he held me down and he was just aggressively trying to, me.
I was like, oh my God, he raped me.
Like the production value on this. They're clearly trying to paint a picture. This isn't investigative journalism.
I have to say, I find this use of theatrical devices, like the camera angles and the sinister music, to be deeply inappropriate if you're trying to actually present a news story.
Okay, I really want to hear what Glenn Greenwald has to say on what I'm talking about there, because Glenn Greenwald is my favorite journalist on earth. Glenn Greenwald is the freaking man. He has giant brass balls, and he's my favorite freaking journalist. So I'd really love to hear his thoughts on how they're framing this.
That's trying to be fair about whether these accusations are true. This is cinematic manipulation. We all know it. If you go to a horror movie, the music is crucial to raising your level of suspense and fear. This is supposed to be a news story with incredibly serious consequences for a lot of different people, the accusers, the accused. Why use these kinds of techniques to manipulate the emotional reaction of the audience?
That's exactly my point. They're clearly trying to paint Russell Brand as this is a trial by society right now. This is and again, I'm not saying the allegations are false, but this is suspect as hell. This whole thing's just suspect as hell. All right, let's see. I think that might be it that I have for the Russell Brand stuff. But no, I mean, all right. So one of the reasons this stuff it hits so not one of the reasons. The reason this stuff is I guess triggering is the word. One of the reasons this type of stuff is so triggering for me is because back in 2007, I was accused of rape. And it was the worst thing that ever happened to me. And it ruined my life for a long time. I had to straight go into hiding. And I might as well just tell the story. So this was the New Year's Eve, I believe, 2007 going into 2008. It might have been 2008 going into 2009, but I think it was 2007 going into 2008. Scarlett, my dog almost knocked over my monitor right now. Don't. So, and at the same time, the thing that sucks is this is the worst thing I've ever done in my life. But it wasn't rape. That's the thing. My best friend's fiance at the time, we were young, we were 23, 24, something like that, 22, 23, 24, something like that. And my best friend's fiance calls me New Year's Eve night, probably around 7 o'clock in the evening or something. She's crying. Tells me, and I'm not going to use his real name, me and so-and-so broke up. It's bad, blah, blah, blah. I don't even remember what she said, but told me that they broke up. They got in a fight. I don't even remember what it was about, but like an idiot, she was in San Jose. I was all the way up in Hayward. And like an idiot, I said, you can come here if you want. Never thinking that she actually would, because it's like a 45-minute drive and it's New Year's Eve, cops everywhere. Like, no, why would, and well, she did. She came over, and well, I was a perfect gentleman, I swear, for the whole evening. We watched A Beautiful Mind. She was in my bed. I sat in a chair. And when the movie was over, I went to go upstairs, go to bed. It's a weird house. You walked in on the top floor, so the bedrooms were downstairs. But I was going to go sleep on the couch upstairs. When I went up to go upstairs, she grabbed my arm, told me to stay. And I did. One thing led to another. And it was, I had convinced myself that this was like, we'd always been, I actually knew her before my best friend knew her. And we'd always been kind of flirty and stuff. And I had convinced myself in my brain that, this is going to be the chick. So it's the only way I could justify, betraying my best friend, essentially. They were technically broken up in my mind. So this is how I convinced myself. This is like the mental gymnastics that I did. But we continued dating. That night was a long night. She was on top. Multiple positions. I don't want to get too into detail, but it's supposed to iterate the point that there was never any sort of me forcing myself. There's the word no was never said. Stop, any of that stuff. Things that she said that I'm not even going to say. It was sex. It was kind of kinky sex too. Not like tie each other up type stuff, but it was, anyway, it was 100% consensual, if anything, initiated by her. And we continued dating after that and continued doing more consensual things together. And then a few weeks into all of this, she calls me out of the blue. I just answer, I'm driving, and she tells me, I'm going to get back with so-and-so. Like, what? Like, so I'm, thinking she's my girlfriend in my mind at this point. We hadn't told so-and-so yet. We had to figure out how we were going to tell so-and-so. And she just called and essentially told me she's going to break up with me and then that she's going to get back with him, which obviously crushed me. But then I got a phone call from him about 30 minutes later, screaming at me, saying, you raped her. So she decided she didn't want to date me anymore. And to make it so she could go back to him, she had to paint me as the rapist, or else, or else she's just an evil person. Why would you? That's essentially what happened. Not essentially, that's what happened. She told my best friend that I raped her. He believed her. People that were close, I don't even know I don't think he did. I don't think he believed her because of the text messages that I sent him showing the stuff that she said to me. Let's just say she had a weird daddy thing. I had proof that everything was 100% consensual, if anything, initiated by her. But women make us crazy, and he chose to. They ended up getting married. They ended up getting divorced too. But I ended up going into hiding. I moved to Southern California. I didn't talk to many people for years and years and years. My closest friends didn't believe this stuff, but people did. Many people did. I had a reputation as a rapist. She never filed a police report because, well, she had zero evidence that actually happened because it didn't. So now you understand why I say this is the worst thing I've ever done, because I stabbed my best friend in the back. But then I was accused of rape. So it's almost like I felt like I deserved it because, I didn't date a girl for a very long time. This has given me major trust issues on top of other trust issues that I already had with women. And I'll just say getting accused of rape sucks. Getting accused of rape really freaking sucks. Even if there's no police report or anything like that, if a woman just slanders you in that way and mentions it to people, you're ruined. Everyone looks at you differently. So the thing is, that's the worst thing I've ever done. And now I've told the world about it. So it sort of actually feels like a weight off my shoulders, because it's like, if I ever decide to run for office or anything like that, it's like, well, there you go. That's what it is. That's the worst thing. It's like, pull up whatever other dirt you want on me. That's what you got. So yeah, that's my story. Yeah, I guess that's all I'll say about that. So I'll stop talking about the Russell Brand stuff, but yeah, I did feel like I needed to talk about that because that was a thing. That was a major thing in my life. And it was 5 years of just being in hiding. Yeah. Some of my relationships have never been repaired after that. But yeah, that was bad. That was pretty crazy. So all right, we'll move on. I don't actually have too much time left. I wanted to only go an hour, but I'll go 90 minutes. Let's talk about some other stuff, because I do want to talk about this video that's been going viral out of San Francisco. Let me close this really quick. San Francisco's a freaking hellhole right now. It's insane. Every day it gets worse. But yeah, let's go over to San Francisco and look at this one video that's been going viral out of there. You guys have probably seen it. This carjacking, it appears. But it's just broad daylight, this type of stuff. You guys probably already saw this video here.
Это ваше, это ваше, это ваше.
Regular citizens have just become victims. I'm wondering, is this like another person that the car got is like this his girlfriend or something? And she's got to fall off too? Like, I want to know the rest of this story, what happened, but broad daylight, carjackings, cars being broken into, open air drug use, open air drug dealing. It's lawless. It's lawless free for all, but you still got to pay your tolls. You still got to pay the parking meter unless you create a tent in a parking meter spot. You can do that. That's legal. But if you park your car there, you got to pay the parking meter and stuff. But if your tags are expired and your car's broken down and stuff, you can park it there and you won't get tickets and stuff. That's okay. But only if you are middle class and working hard will the police and meter maids and San Francisco city officials try to extract money from you. That's how that works. It's lawless. It's absolutely lawless. And I personally feel that if you are in a situation where somebody is stealing your car and you are carrying, you should be able to stop that person from stealing your car with the force of a firearm. If somebody is attempting to steal your car, you should be able to use lethal force. When did property theft become okay? Like, and people say, is somebody's life worth more than your property? To me, yeah, it is. Yeah, my car, something that's gonna keep I lose my car, I lose my ability to get to work, feed myself, that kind of stuff. So yeah, somebody wants to take away my ability to live my life comfortably. Yeah. What? They don't value their life over my things. If it was known to everybody that if you try to steal stuff from people, they can shoot you, a few people would get shot, but word would get out really quick that you probably shouldn't steal from people anymore. And if you do the opposite and you tell people that they are not allowed to defend themselves with firearms, this is what you get. This is the result. It's San Francisco and Oakland are a freaking hellhole. It's the same video. It's just the scenes coming out of this place. People setting fires. Talking about building homes. Oh yeah, this is just a fight. Just bum fight. Like, this just happens in broad daylight all the time. It's like normal scene now. Just fights on the corner. Normal scene. I guess this guy got his tooth knocked out. This interview. Listen to this interview. Like, this is just a freaking perfect sign of the times. Like,
the Book of Eli. Beautiful.
So look at the dude all fentanyled out
Tell
back
us,
here.
what's it like living in the SRO? I've heard some pretty crazy things, and I've stayed in the SRO for.
So they're talking about the housing that's set up for homeless, that's paid for by the city. That's like, they give them room and board or whatever, but they got to follow certain rules and this and that. So this is what they're talking about there.
A few weeks myself, I kind of have a good understanding, but for the rest of the world watching, can you explain what is an SRO? Is it a regular apartment?
SRO is, I guess, is an abbreviation for a single room occupancy.
Single room occupancy.
Yeah. I was placed in this SRO because first I went to the navigation center, which is ran by the hot team.
Nice.
Which is a street team of people that rescue people off the street that are homeless.
Nice.
And put them in a shelter where you have to accomplish a few things in order to get your housing. You have to get an ID, proof of income.
So long story short, you were working with the navigation center.
It's just look at the person in the background. Like, this is the state, the absolute state of San Francisco right now. Like, you can go anywhere in the Tenderloin and find somebody like this. And anyway, he's just talking about how, there's rules and stuff, and people don't end up staying there for long, because a lot of people end up being on the streets because they don't want to follow people's rules. And the people that end up in San Francisco aren't from San Francisco. They come there because they put up with this crap. And all right, enough San Francisco, because I don't have a ton more time. But I don't want to talk about San Francisco anymore either. It's just depressing. But we are going to have to talk about Oakland. So let's jump across the bay really quick and go look at some of the crazy crap that's happening over in Oakland, because there's plenty of it. Actually, let me check the chat over on Rumble here really quick. How we doing over there? What up, Northside? Okay, you guys are chatting with yourselves. All right, I can't tell what you guys are talking about. No, for shot, I'm not a virgin. I'm a born-again virgin. Let's see. All right, I think you guys are good. Where was the jewelry shop? Oh yeah, that was where was the jewelry shop where the black guy hit the Asian guy with a hammer, paralyzing him on camera, and they didn't convict him? That was out of Delaware, wasn't it? Where was that out of? That wasn't out of San Francisco though. That was yeah, I don't know the details on that, but I sort of want to give the benefit of the doubt and say that you can't clearly see that it was the man in the footage. Maybe they're saying the video doesn't clearly show the guy's face, so you can't say for sure that was him. I don't know. I haven't looked into it too much, but screwed up. Dude gets beat to freaking being paralyzed with a hammer, and just nothing happens to the attacker. It's just freaking awful. All right, let's go talk about Oakland really quick. Freaking Oakland. And this is I ended up having to block somebody over this yesterday, but this is the kind of scene you're seeing in Oakland. So this is I think this is Piedmont, which is like, it's not even technically Oakland. It's surrounded by Oakland. It's freaking Oakland, people. All that you Piedmont, Montclair people, that you live in Oakland. Don't freaking get it twisted. You live in Oakland Hills. Yes, it's fancy, but these are the types of scenes that are coming out of there all the time. So this is just some, looks like security cam footage from somebody's house across the street. This woman is just robbed. So she's just walking down the street, past this car. The guys jump out of the car, go up and attack her just to take her bag. They're rather vicious about it. She's still holding on to it, so he's dragging her. Okay, I don't know what happened with the audio there. But the point I made yesterday is this dude that's coming out from his house, this man should be able to open fire on both of these individuals. I 100% believe that this man should be able to defend this woman with deadly force. This is unacceptable. What's happening in Oakland, and the police aren't stopping it. And then you make it really difficult to get concealed carry permits. Meanwhile, I guarantee these guys are strapped. Guaranteed. This guy should be able to, from his front porch, this guy should be able to just get his rifle ready, freaking get a clean shot, and just put lead down range. Like, this isn't far away. This is, you got a rifle, that's not a hard shot at all. And and threat very quickly. And word gets out like, oh, we can't pull this crap anymore because neighbors are going to start shooting us. It's what needs to happen. I don't know any other way to solve this problem. The police aren't going to do it. So, I guess they got pirates now because there's people that live on boats out in the marina, and there's people that are coming onto boats robbing people now. So there's like straight up pirates in Oakland. This is a video from today where these guys rolled up and just get out of the car. And I don't know what they're open firing on or what they opened fire on, but I guess 100 rounds got dropped, and it's not even a lot of rounds, but 100 rounds got dropped in like 30 seconds. So these guys roll up, they get out of the car. And I watched this like really slow to see if they flagged each other, which they don't. Like these guys have done this before. Like, look at the spacing. Okay, so these two get out on opposite sides of the vehicle. This guy, when he gets out, he kicks way out here to get clearance, and then this guy turns around and he's got like his lane to shoot. These guys, I'm not saying they're good, but they at least have some sort of technique. See that? Like they didn't get in each other's line of fire. Well, obviously they'd be dead, but like they have like a tiny bit of tactics. Like this isn't just I don't know. I'm not saying they're not mindless, but they have serious firepower in Oakland. This is nothing. And they're gone. So I don't know who they opened up on right there, but yeah, that sort of stuff's happening on a regular basis. So, all right. I think that's enough for Oakland. Yeah. That's enough. I'm going to talk. Well, yeah. We already learned about that tons of money they missed out on from the state because they failed to fill out the application in time, and the mayor just totally blamed somebody else. But I won't even get into that because I don't have time. So enough Oakland stuff. There is one California COVID thing that I want to talk about. So California did something very quietly that you may not have heard of. So you guys remember how California made it legal, or not legal? They made it so doctors couldn't spread misinformation about the vaccine. Like, do you remember that? They couldn't say anything negative about the vaccine. I don't know if you guys remember that, but there was a bill. So it was this is from Max Bonilla, good old Max. This dude's awesome. It's a kid that's given me hope. Had him on the show once. California state votes to secretly overturn criminalizing doctors who disseminate misinformation about COVID, AB 2098. They know they screwed up when passing the law, and they screwed up bad. These lying scumbags just don't want to admit it. The bill now heads to the governor's desk. You think he'll sign it? So, wow, 35-1. Whoever Nguyen is a dirtbag. But yeah, they know they screwed up. They criminalized doctors who disseminate misinformation about the COVID vaccine. I did a whole write-up about my doctor and how he recommended me take the vaccine. This is like a year and a half after it had been available. Like vaccine had been out for like a year and a half. And I go to the doctor because I needed a meniscus surgery. So I had to get a referral from my primary care physician to a knee specialist. And I go there, and we're just going through telling them about my knee stuff. And I asked them, I was just like, just out of curiosity, I was like, would you recommend that I take the COVID-19 vaccine? And he arrogant, like that, just like laughs all arrogantly like that. He's got his mask on, and he said, yes. And I said, I was like, even though you can't really call it a vaccine, it's like more of like a gene therapy because you got to take boosters, and it's like, it doesn't stop transmission. And he's like, it's a vaccine. You really have to be careful what conspiracy theories you read online. My brain about exploded. My doctor's super chubby, like insanely out of shape. I'm sure, took his vaccine. The point is, COVID's not a threat to me. It's been out for a year. Like, we're 2 years into COVID. It was probably like the Omicron variant at this point. I'm in peak physical health. COVID is not a threat to me. And this dude's still recommending I take the vaccine, even after all the myocarditis information's come out, all the stuff. I'm an ultra marathon runner. I'm not, I'm not like a 25-year-old where it's super dangerous to them, but I'm 39 and I jack my heart rate high often. No, I don't want any part of that nonsense. And my doctor still recommended it. I never went back to him, and I never will. I'll never see him again. Dr. Nguyen at Kaiser Permanente in Campbell, California. You are a douchebag. So just want to share that with you. California quietly overturned that. Well, as long as Newsom signs it. So I'll follow up on this and I'll check it out. But yeah, so California did that. They did that. So just want to talk about that really quick. One other thing I wanted to talk about, I think. I don't even know if I can show this. Yeah, all right. There's one video I can't show, but I'll try to. Well, I can't show part of it, but yeah, okay. Let's try here. I'm going to try to show you the video without showing you the part that I can't show you. So I will, only because I'm streaming on YouTube right now. If I was only streaming on Rumble and X, I would be able to show you this, but I'm not streaming only on Rumble and X. I'm streaming on stupid YouTube. Sometimes I wonder if I should stream on YouTube. I stopped streaming on Odyssey. It's just too annoying. They are just too annoying. Okay, so I think I might have ruined it. Two guys arguing, pointing guns at each other. Well, this guy's walking away with his gun. This guy's coming at him with a pistol. This guy's got a rifle in his hand. Just a bad situation. Okay. So they're both arguing, both got guns. And then this genius in the gray shorts puts down his weapon. And he's probably telling this guy to drop his weapon, like, let's box, that kind of thing. And keeps approaching him. Keeps approaching him. Dude turns. Fired rounds and missed. I'm not going to play the rest of the video because the next rounds he fired didn't miss. And that guy ended up dying on the ground right there. Just like that. Never put down, don't engage in this in the first place, but never put down your weapon if the other person has their weapon in their hand. Just horrible, freaking horrible. All right, I'm not going to play any more of that because I don't want to get kicked off of YouTube. So in Los Angeles County, LA County Sheriff's deputy was shot and killed execution style in Palmdale, California. Deputy Ryan Klickenbrummer, 30, was murdered in his patrol vehicle. We're going to catch the people who did this. The Los Angeles Sheriff's Department is going after you. So they walked up. They rolled up on him. They rolled up next to him. I saw the video of this. They rolled up next to him and just popped him. Looks like they rolled up next to him, said something to him, and he tried to drive away. It looks like he put it in gear because his car starts to roll a little bit, and he tried to get away, but they just execution style, just murdered him. And then this is out of Seattle. This is these aren't just store break-ins. This is the clerk. This is what they're doing to the store clerk. Look at this. This is insane. So they go in to rob the place, and they just beat the hell out of this woman. For what reason? For absolutely no reason. They are just beating the hell out of her. All right. What's screwed up is this dude looks like he's practicing his combos that he learned on his MMA video game. Like, he looks like he's throwing knees and like he's throwing combos to somebody that's not defending themselves. They're just covering up. This is just zero reason to do this. This is my unspeakable violence folder. Oh, I'm sorry. It's called Out of Control Crime. It's just Yeah, you guys all saw this video. I will show this video because I'm pretty sure it's on YouTube. But this happened in Vegas. You guys saw this. So, kids just driving around. They run this car.
Bitch ass nigga! Stop talking shit, bitch! Stop talking shit! Nigga! Fuck wrong with Bud?
I don't think I can actually show this. I had a bike.
Yeah. Hit his ass.
So they say, yeah, hit his ass. Okay. I can't show it. They hit him. He died. He's a former police captain. And apparently he was very loved in the community. So they took this car, they rolled this other car off the road, and then they killed this man in cold blood. Like a game. Like it's a game. It's freaking madness what's happening today, you guys. And I don't know how to explain it. I don't know how to explain what is happening. We live in a psychotic society now. I don't know how to explain it. All right, we're almost out of time, so that's probably all I'm going to talk about. But I want to talk about how Chicago can't keep grocery stores open in Chicago anymore because everybody keeps stealing from them. So they're talking about Chicago is considering opening taxpayer-funded grocery stores that will be municipally owned grocery stores. It's not communism, though, guys. It's not communism. It's just the means of production are going to be centralized by the state. But it's not communism, you guys. It's not. So that, and the reason is because I have other videos showing the theft that's happening. The theft that's happening in San Francisco and Oakland and other places is the same thing that's happening in Chicago. So, yep, Chicago is a hellhole as well. New mayor doesn't seem to be any better than Lori Lightfoot. But hey, what are you going to do? That is what Chicago is going to vote for, apparently, unless they are just as rigged as we are here in California. All right, I think that is all I am going to talk about tonight, you guys. I think that is all I am going to do. But before we end, you know how we do it. Actually, let me go check the chat, see what you guys are talking about, see if you guys are saying anything funny that I should know of. Armed Ape, Darwin Award nominee. Yes. Never put down your freaking weapon. It is insane. Armed Ape, you recommend a new doctor? Well, joke's on you, buddy. I don't have health insurance. Wait, no, that joke's on me. Okay. All right, guys. I think that's going to be it for the evening, but you know how we do it. Let's read a random joke from the greatest book ever written, The Truth About Chuck Norris. What do we got tonight, folks? What do we got tonight? Okay, let's see. I'm going to do a longer one. Okay, here we go. You guys ready? You guys ready for the Chuck Norris joke of the evening? All right. Someone once tried to tell Chuck Norris that roundhouse kicks aren't the best way to kick someone. This has been recorded by historians as the worst mistake anyone has ever made. And on that note, folks, stay CaliBased.